Welcome. Today, Army TV has the chance to talk with the tankers of the tank battalion of the 32nd Separate Mechanized Brigade, the very same legendary crew that recently blasted apart a house full of Russians point blank in the village of Pivnishne near Toretsk. The situation was simple. You're living your normal tank crew life, and then over the radio or by signal they tell you,
they call us up, give us a specific target, a route, everything as usual. Route plus the exact objective, and what type of rounds they prefer us to use. They showed us drone footage. The exact route from a given point, almost all the way to where the enemy was sitting.
And how many were there?
God only knows. If they issued such an urgent order, I figure there were plenty of them.
A tank wouldn't be rolling in there and working that hard just because of a couple guys.
I think there were enough of them for the tank to be sent in. We didn't turn on the EW right away, because then we'd be without power.
And at the distance we were working, we had no idea what exactly would be there. Shrapnel could have hit us too, because we were maybe 50 meters away.
You could have thrown grenades by hand at that range. I just saw it, he tells me. That house, right there, I understood. And the first shot I send, boom, and a cloud of dust kicks up. I'm like, damn, I can't see anything. Well, all right, I'll just shoot blind then. So we're firing, they're telling us, a little more, a little to the other side. And the commander, he pops the hatch, climbs out, says, aim there, right, bang, bang. That's what he did. That really hit me. Because honestly, most people wouldn't climb out like that.
This was actually my first direct combat run.
Basically his first real one at all. And for both of us, it was our first time in a situation like this. But for him, it was the first direct engagement. And he didn't freeze, didn't panic. He climbed out of the hatch and gave me a clear, sharp command.
Because they kept saying, more to the right, and the shot went off target.
Because of the dust cloud.
Yeah, we were too close, so the shot missed. They said, right.
Once he climbed out, the whole situation became clearer for him.
You could only see the top of the building and this massive dust cloud. We slewed the gun and kept firing.
And you guys fired not just one or two shots there, right?
Pretty much the whole ammo load. Seems like we burned through everything we had.
What works best against Russians?
HE frag and HEAT. In these conditions, you probably need AP, the crowbar, too, just to tear the building apart and crush any fortified firing points.
You had enough ammo to work with?
Yeah, they told us, basically, full green light on everything. We won't reveal all the details, but they said, use whatever you need.
And it wasn't just us working there. A lot of guys were hitting that place. There were dudes who drove straight in from another direction, while we came from the flank.
All hitting the same house?
The same house.
There were a lot of people driving in that day. A lot. And honestly, during the fight, I didn't feel any fear at all. Our company commander taught us, doesn't matter if you're scared, I'm scared too. You roll in, you do your job. Don't overthink it, just do.
The key thing is to work fast and effective. We pulled back maybe 2 kilometers, and you could already hear artillery pounding the area we'd just hit. We turned on the EW, drove out, stopped, climbed out of the hatch for literally a 5-minute smoke break, and we could hear the hits landing right where we had been. But we were already gone.
We got lucky. Good thing we had EW. As we were pulling back, an FPV drone even came in. We heard this weird whoosh. It dropped off to the side. Our EW knocked it out. That drone could have nailed us.
It came in, then twisted and crashed. It damaged the tablet. And then we basically drove the next 10 kilometers, using only landmarks.
Look, this was our first time going out. He was guiding us by the tablet. We worked the target. On the way back, he looks at the tablet and just goes, damn.
The first 300 meters, about 1,000 feet, they let us out while we were still in combat mode, up to the first turn.
Then I asked him, do you at least remember the road? Of course. All right then, let's go. And he brought us all the way back, from memory. No tablet. The screen was shattered. The whole thing just bled out.
Support the channel with a like and subscribe.
And they're yelling at me over the radio, "Right turn," because we were still in combat mode, and we overshoot the turn by maybe 10 meters, about 30 feet. Quick brake, sharp turn. You gotta be fast there and not miss it. And this was literally our first time driving that route. And once the hatch closes, the gunner can't see much at all.
My window is about the size of 2 cigarette packs. That's my whole view. I actually see a lot straight ahead, but to the sides I see almost nothing. So the guys above me correct my driving. They see the battlefield better, and they're calling out right, left, forward.
But you come back. The war goes on. The routine goes on, and then you head out again, right?
Right.
We were out again yesterday.
We need to load the ammo.
If you think fighting in a tank is easier than fighting in the infantry, let me tell you, how much do we fill a full tank? Up to 700 liters. 700 liters, and most of the time you load it yourself. Sometimes a fuel truck will refill it, but usually it's all manual. 5 jerry cans is 100 liters, about 26 gallons, and you gotta pour every drop yourself. And the shells, you have to carry them and load them too.
A shell weighs up to 30 kilograms, plus the propellant charge on top of that.
Yeah, all of it has to be done. Load up, wake up early, and roll out. Honestly, everything's great. We arrived, we're alive. The commander orients us perfectly. I like that. We've got big work ahead of us with him. The main thing, turn on the EW at the right time.
Fire! Hit him! Hit him! Keep working that target.
Our job is simple. Roll in, unload the ammo, and cause them as many problems as possible.
Welcome. This is a T-72 of the 61st Separate Mechanized Brigade. And these are the tankers from its tank battalion, the guys who do absolutely phenomenal things with this machine. As I understand, driver, mechanic, crew commander, and gunner. I especially want to talk about the video of your work that recently came out, where you roll into a village with 2 tanks and fire from an open position.
Beautiful, Krot. Good job, good job. A little more, a little more. Perfect, perfect, Krot. Perfect. Keep working. Take it slightly to the right.
The task was to clear the area and help our infantry.
When the infantry needs support, that's when tankers get to work. You can't fire artillery there because our positions are too close. So we have to roll in, and we do.
Good, good. Krot, hold that. We're doing everything right. Keep it like that so I see both tanks. That's it, Krot. Stop.
How far were you from the enemy?
About 100 meters. That was the max. The task was to arrive, break them apart, clear the area, and drive back to the waiting zone.
Perfect, perfect. Krot, Krot, azimuth 30, azimuth 30. At the end of the street there's a house. Azimuth 30. Keep going, fire. Good job, boys, good job.
100 meters. You could have hammered them with machine guns and everything else from there.
We hammered them with everything we had.
This is a settlement. I can see everything here is on fire. How bad was the situation when you rolled in? And where exactly was the enemy?
In these houses we were shooting at, the ones that were still standing. Most of the area around was already smashed to pieces, but those houses, that little white shed, the hangar Krot fired at, they were still intact. And that's where the occupiers were hiding, dug in there.
And roughly how many enemy troops were there?
We don't know. Hell, who's counting them out there?
Do you feel that raw firepower? Hey, even though it's dangerous as hell, when you're like, screw it, no saving ammo, dump everything in that direction?
Yeah, you feel it. You roll up, unload, and move out. Do the job. Pour everything you've got. We rolled in with 2 tanks, fired off everything we had, and left. Our job is exactly that. Arrive, fire everything, make a mess, and pull out clean.
Fire. A bit lower, lower. Your shot went over the house.
When you were working here, did Krot, your partner, start firing right away?
Yeah, the first tank opened up immediately.
We came in a bit differently. We kept distance. You can't drive too close to each other.
That's why he fired first. While we were lining up side by side, he already got 3 shots off. Then I started firing.
And what was hitting you there? I can see you were being worked over constantly.
Artillery. FPV drones chasing us.
Even mortars, I think, were landing on the road.
Because here you start reversing. Krot pulls out first. You follow him. And then the tank throws a smoke screen.
That's the TDA system. And right around that moment where the smoke is, an FPV drone also flew in at us.
TDA. That's basically a smokescreen system. It covers the vehicle so the enemy can't spot it, and so an FPV doesn't slam straight into the main part of the machine. It hides the tank. It's effective when there's no wind. This TDA, it's basically a mix. The fuel doesn't burn completely, and we add a bit of oil. So the fuel burns worse, more of it gets pushed out unburned, and it throws it out like a thick smoke cloud.
During this fight, you took a straight frontal hit from an FPV. How was it for you as the driver?
Well, as a driver stays a driver. The blast was real, you could feel it. A proper bang. Flash, smoke. Maybe for a couple of seconds I couldn't see anything because one of my triplex viewports was half shattered. Visibility basically gone. But we checked each other over the intercom. Everyone confirmed they were good, and we kept moving. No stopping, just pushed forward. Our crew's tight, they'll always help.
Yeah, we rolled up to the machine and checked what happened there.
All good, friendly atmosphere.
Whoa!
I still can't get used to this.
Same here, honestly. But hey, at least it'll be good for the video.
And what's the future of tanks? I don't know. Maybe we need some kind of remotely operated tank?
I'd agree with you 100%.
Yeah, control it with a joystick, like an FPV drone. And just send it. If it gets wrecked, well, it gets wrecked. Bring out another one.
You know, earlier the barbecue cages helped, then EW was extremely useful. Now, as I understand it, even EW doesn't guarantee anything, because fiber optic guided FPVs come in and punch right through.
Yeah, against fiber optic guidance, no EW will jam it. It's flying on that wire.
So what do you do then? How do you fight that?
Well, you see, we twist on nets, we mount cages. At least some protection from FPVs is better than none.
These combat runs are only possible thanks to a professional crew, and also thanks to the whole team behind them. The people who keep these tanks running, repair them, replace reactive armor when needed. Right now, they're building a new cage specifically to counter FPVs. A huge teamwork so that a tank can roll out and do its job.